Hello and welcome to the HollyHood Zoomcast, episode number 8, and we're going off of personal favorites. Our 5 personal favorites. When I went to some of our Facebook friends and asked people about what their favorite movies were, they were kind of looking at it like, well, do you mean like from a standpoint of it being like really great movies or just movies I love to watch? My personal opinion was really great movies that I like to watch sometimes, but I just looked at it as generally just great movies. So, with all that being said, I'm Ajumanj. Asante Goodman.
Jesus. Oh, Greg Goodman.
Antoine Smallwood.
EJ Goodman.
Jason Ryan.
Broccoli Balboa.
Broccoli Balboa, he's a new member. Everybody give it up, give it up. Do.
Hulk Hogan moves all day.
You know it, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know it, brother. That's dirtbag talk. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and go to some of these people that mentioned some movies off of Facebook. 2 mentions of The Godfather, 2 mentions of Goodfellas. Saving Private Ryan was mentioned. Braveheart was mentioned. Pretty in Pink and Pretty Woman were mentioned. Don't ask.
What?
Let me keep going. Don't derail the Shaft was mentioned. Shaft in Africa.
Which Shaft?
There was Shaft and then Shaft in Africa.
No, he's saying which one, the Samuel Jackson or the throwback?
Yeah. I think this were the throwback ones because I don't remember Samuel Jackson in Africa, unless Jurassic Park took place in Africa.
I was definitely
Richard Roundtree or?
I think it was Rich. But I didn't even.
It had been Rich.
Jesus, man. I mean, like, okay. Anyway, so Coffee, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. I thought that was a good pull right there, and No Better Blues. So those were the ones from Facebook. So we can get into our honorable mentions. Who wants to go first?
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna let somebody else go. I have a lot of them.
Yeah. I'll go. You know what? I'll go. Let me set the example. Okay. So, man, my honorable mentions, they ranged a lot. Some of these joints from my original last time I really took a positive look at it, top 5. Some of them joints moved out of my top 5. So I'm gonna go the greatest animated movie I think I've ever seen as an honorable mention, Spider-Verse, which is a recent one. Love Spider-Verse. This one used to be in my top 5, but it's since moved out. Boys in the Hood, honorable mention. This one used to also be in my top 5, Saving Private Ryan, honorable mention. And the last one also used to be in my top 5, Bamboozled from Spike Lee. That hurt my heart to take that one out, but it is what it is. Antoine,
Bamboozled is a classic.
that joint is ridiculous.
Yes, indeed. I'll go ahead and go next. This was tough. This is probably one of the toughest lists I've ever had to do because there was literally 30, 40 movies I was going through. I was like, shit, personal favorites? I don't know. I didn't know I had so many. Honorable mentions for me, Training Day, Denzel, Casino, I Am Legend with Will Smith, Love Jones, Nia Long, and whoever else was in that movie I didn't pay attention to. But
Lorenz Tate, come on now, don't do that. Yeah, just you know what I'm saying? It's like
a legend.
I know, right?
The unageable Negro. You know what I'm saying? He never ages. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. Nia Long, I mean,
That's my point.
Yeah, both of them.
Lorenz Tate was in the movie? He was?
that joint from Paid in Full. I don't know.
I think they had some type of cocoa butter on that set. You feel me? That one of them aged
At all.
The whole set had cocoa butter on. They smelled like cocoa butter and Black and Miles on that set. It never exists.
Shit, Bill Bellamy looking good too. You know what I'm saying? Like, his skin glowing and shit, you know?
I feel
something in the water that they brought around from craft services for them.
Bill Bellamy's hair in that movie looked like over-soaked ramen noodles. It's just real greasy type.
Come on, hey, it's a family show. You can't be sitting here talking bad about people's hair. Go ahead, Antoine. Go ahead, keep going.
So to wrap up the honorable mentions for me, The Devil Wears Prada and Denzel in Fences.
What? Devil Wears Prada?
Her?
Yeah, I
That's
enjoy
wild.
that movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
unpacked that one.
I don't know any men that have seen that before.
I've seen it, but
Incredible movie.
I didn't really
Yeah.
like that. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, Meryl Streep was brilliant in it. Absolutely loved it. Loved Emily Blunt. Loved the whole thing where she was running the interns around, but she's kind of, educating them along the way. But it took them a long time to catch on to the shit. Stanley Tucci, he's a legend. He's an icon. He was kind of trying to mentor them and tell them to get their shit together because they was coming in half-assed. So that movie it's a lot of levels to it. I think it's better than what people know, but it's an interesting movie. And you're right.
The Anne Hathaway angle is like a really. I didn't care for her back then. She turned me around with Batman, but that's another story for another time.
So how many is that? Like, how many honorable mentions are we allowed?
4. But Antoine squeezed in a couple, as you saw.
Please do 2 more for Jason.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to get on
Antoine
the show. Like, I'm fucked up out here.
So let's go with TJ. TJ, we'll go with your honorable mention.
All right. So just like Antoine, I did struggle with this one, man. Mine's kind of all over the place, but I had to think about a combination of, I guess, the kind of movies that I like, and I was gonna say some of it depends on my mood at the time. So I just try to pick stuff that no matter what mood I'm in, I'd be wanting to watch it. Right? So my 4 are Infinity Wars, because I love Thanos. I know I wasn't here for the superheroes one. I wish I was.
Oh, that's right.
Missed that one, bro.
Yeah, I missed that one. Total Recall, the first one with Schwarzenegger.
The Schwartz.
I think I told you guys I've probably seen that movie 100 times, and no exaggeration. Because much like Jason was talking about in the previous episode, we had it on VHS, and it was like the only thing we had, right? So I've seen that movie. I could probably sit here right now and walk you guys through the entire movie, like every line in it. Just one of my favorites. A couple that y'all might not expect. I got Throw Mama from the Train. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. It cracks me up.
Classic.
Love it. Yeah. And then the last one on my honorable mentions list is Gross Point Blank.
Yeah. Yo, that is a sleeper. That's a super.
That is a definite sleeper. That movie.
You are in the Matrix, sir.
I was me at first. All right.
Oh shit, you back.
It's a family show. It's a family show, Brock. Can't do that. Greg, it's your go. It's your go.
My favorites was pretty easy to do because I like what I like. The honorable mention part was kind of difficult, but I'm gonna set it off like this. All right, first honorable mention: Black Dynamite.
Yes, God, that's
Hilarious. One of the funniest damn things I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah.
Number 2 on that, Coming to America. Everybody loves Coming to America. It's just a brilliant, brilliant movie. The Godfather, the reason why it's not higher because, look, you got to be in the mood to watch that shit. It's just such a long movie. It's epic, it's dope, but like I need a day to watch that joint. Like I got to make sure I got nothing going on. And finally, Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, I love Straight Outta Compton. As far as like music documentary type movies or whatever they called, I don't know. That and Ray, 2 of the best I ever seen.
I'm not trying to derail the show, but I'll talk about Ray later. Jason, because we're gonna let Brock go last. Jason, your honorable.
There'll be no race slander on the show. I'm just gotta let you know that.
Let me just get through the show. Let me just get through the show. Okay, let me get through the show. All right, Jason, go ahead.
All right. So the way I approached this was like my personal favorites that are actually good. So there's a lot of stuff that I really like that isn't worthy of them.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He froze out.
Keanu, the stream went bad, so there we go.
You're gonna be like 4 deep by the time we get him back.
No, Brock, why don't we let Brock go ahead and rock?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Go ahead, Brock.
Hold on, he's still talking. Is he talking?
I'm out.
Yo, what?
Yeah, we missed all that, man. We missed all that.
All right.
Jason, go home, man. Go home, bro.
Yo,
I'm like 5 minutes late.
Say go home.
Go home.
Turn it into a T-1000 right before our eyes.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's funny.
Yo, Jason, we'll let Brock go so that way we know that you're in a secure location. Where
He's gonna hear that 30 minutes later. He's gonna hear what you said.
I heard it just look y'all.
All right, so
like you're scuba diving, bro. Just let it go for now. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say I got Godfather as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the Godfather. I read the book and everything, you know what I'm saying? But I can't do all that with my favorite, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, committing to the Godfather all the time and shit. I'm gonna go with Anchorman.
Wow.
And it's one of my favorite movies of all time and shit, but it's a silly, dumbass movie and shit. And, I just like it. It's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh!
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with Silence of the Lambs and shit. Yes, that could be elevated to the main fray because it's a great movie and shit, but you know, I'm not into that shit. Buffalo Bill and all that, whatever. What I'm at 3?
That's actually 4, but give me one.
That's 4. That's 4. The last one. Shit. What I'm gonna do right here? Damn. I'm gonna go with Naked Gun.
Interesting.
I love Naked Gun.
All right.
Because it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I love ridiculous movies.
That OJ scene is the illest joint. It's one of the greatest scenes ever.
That's
when he got shot
so
and he even did that wet paint, he said, "Oh, my shirt." I was done.
Yeah. This is OJ before the his unfortunate events.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no recollection. I have no recollection of what you speak of, sir. There was no OJ slander somewhere. I'm not going to say here.
Somewhere, right?
I'm not going to say here.
Did
Jason,
you say
you back, baby?
OJ slaughter?
Huh?
Did you say there'll be no OJ slaughter or slander?
That's not appropriate. This is a family show. I don't appreciate about that.
Wow.
I don't appreciate that at all. Huh? Jason, it looks like you back, baby. Go ahead, man.
I'm good. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear what I said the first time? I was like, I wanted to pick movies that are personal favorites, but are actually good.
Yeah.
You got that? All right. So my first honorable mention is A Clockwork Orange.
Wow.
It's such a strange movie. The language they speak to each other is fascinating. I read the book, the psychological elements. Stanley Kubrick is one of the GOATs, but I can't put it as a favorite because watching that movie in 2020 or 2021, that movie is wildly problematic, and there's so much horrible shit that happens in that movie where, like, I can't call it a favorite anymore because it's watching it with a more enlightened mindset. It's like, wow, like they really did this shit in a movie for entertainment. Like, this is wild.
I'm gonna guess the next one. Eyes wide shut.
Nah, that's it. It for Stanley. It's amazing. I love that movie. That's one of the movies I would watch like over and over in the summertime. Clockers with Mekhi Phifer, the Spike Lee joint.
Jesus Christ. That was one of my honorable mentions. I took it out though. Go ahead.
You know, I love Clockers. Like there is so much. I might watch it tonight.
Daryl Adams and shit, yo. Daryl Adams.
Yeah, Errol Barnes. Oh yeah, Daryl Adams and Errol Barnes, and oh man, that movie is the shit. All right, my next honorable mention, specifically for Greg, is John Wick. Because John Wick is the shit. I don't want to hear any hate.
You won't hear any hate. John Wick's a great movie.
All right, perfect.
You talking about the first one, right, Jason?
Yeah, the first one. The first one. John Wick is just a legendary franchise starring the GOAT.
Stop with that horse shit.
Yeah.
And then my fourth honorable mention is because I wrote down 5, but I'm only going to do 4. My fourth honorable mention is the Tim Burton Batman with Michael Keaton. I love it. Still to this day, I love that movie.
I love Tim Burton.
Yeah,
Tim Burton is the shit.
I love
that first Tim Burton Batman. It almost made my top 5, but something else edged it out.
Oh shit.
So, with all that said, man, let's get into it. Number 5. Let's go with who haven't we heard from forever? TJ. Let's go with TJ. TJ, you're 5.
Number 5. My number 5 is Hollywood Shuffle.
Ooh.
Robert Townsend. Love the movie. Actually, you know, the crazy part is I guess the older that I get, the more I appreciate what he did. You know, I thought it was funny and stuff when I first saw it, and I understood the point. But you know, as you mature and as you see more and more things in this life, you get to understand his point, you know, more and more, the way he was able to deliver it in an entertaining way. You know, Robert Townsend, you know, he's got his own form of genius, in my opinion. So that's definitely top 5 material for me. That's number 5.
Yo, he is on the no slander list for sure. Ever. Maybe just because of that. It's not just because of that movie, but that movie it played a big role.
It was funny too, man. All of it.
Absolutely.
It's hilarious.
Cookie head drink. I still call people cookie head drinkers to this day.
I also love that format. Without going too deep into it, but I love the format that he used for that movie, where it's like a series of skits, but they all are tied to the same narrative. Like, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, he basically made a long sketch show, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna throw a wrench in there, brother Brock. What's your 5?
Oh shit. I'm gonna go with No Country for Old Men.
Wow. Okay.
I love that movie. Now, I never arranged it. I didn't arrange this shit, but I love that movie because it's like, you know, who's the villain? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the villain in this movie and shit? And who's the protagonist in this movie and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love, like, you root for both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a piece of shit. Like, he ain't treating his family right. You know what I'm saying? This other guy is, like, really trying to kill people. You know what I'm saying? He's like a pneumatic gun and shit, and he's busting doors open and shit, and giving people, like, flipping coins. Like, he's a fucked up nigga. I don't know what he does outside of killing people. I don't know what he does.
He should have killed Barbara.
But I'm rooting for him, though. I'm rooting for him. And I'm rooting for the other guy, too. Like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, yo, like, you shouldn't catch him. Like,
hey, let me ask you something about that movie.
Yeah.
So is it me, or was there no, like, you know, most movies, they have, like, I guess, build-up music and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that when there wasn't any. If somebody got snuffed, they were just like, poof, gone.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about that movie is it's almost like a telescope into middle America and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you watching this shit, like imagine somebody that's living in middle America watching Paid in Full. It's like, I don't understand who Mitch is. I don't give a fuck about crack and shit. I don't know about crack. I don't know about none of this shit. Right. But then you conversely, like, take this person from like our lives, like most black people lives and shit, and see somebody in middle America and shit, like, they live like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody could track somebody down and kill them and never, like, you know, never go to jail for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Throw that nigga in the tall grass to never be seen again. That'll just be what it is.
That's it. It's over with.
Did you just say the tall grass?
Yes. Tall grass.
That could literally happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like I'm not looking for like a bow tie ending for that movie and shit. It's just like, this could happen. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up dude, you know what I'm saying, and another fucked up dude.
But the one thing that they didn't show that they should have showed was him killing the barber. They gave him that Dora the Explorer haircut. That's the one thing.
You said it like Dora the Explorer. Yo, that's enough. I'm cutting this off. I'm cutting this off. Family show. I told you,
it's a fact.
Greg, I told you can't talk about this hair. It's a family show. This is not how we do it. Welcome everybody to HollyHood. Okay, never mind. You know what? Just forget it. Why don't you just go ahead, since you're talking tough guy, why don't you give your 5? How about that?
Oh, my 5th joint, House Party.
Oh shit.
Party is. I'll tell you right now.
Man.
Not only is it just one of the greatest movies like ever, it's like it's so damn nostalgic for me, yo. Because that joint takes me right back to 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? It's just plus, I mean, the dance. It is as far as this day in the life, coming of age comedy movie. I don't think you're gonna find one better. It's just super funny. It's super relatable. Like maybe not the kids these days, but we all knew a strong nigga that was beating everybody's ass at school. We knew that person. we knew the cool kids weren't all tough. You know what I'm saying? We all knew girls that used to try and play those goofy games, and you know, dance battles was relevant back then.
That is, man. There's more to come on a house party.
The whole Martin cast was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The whole Martin.
That's true.
That's a fact.
Now, and when you go back and watch it now, you just realize like the bathroom scene where the dude was like Mike Tyson. You realize later on that that's Stanley from Friday. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is the whole Ezel's in the movie. The joint. It's a great movie, man. Like I said, plus it's fun, it's funny, it deals with pretty much everything. Police harassing people, classism, everything. It covers everything, and it's funny as hell. And you know, like I said, it's very relatable. I don't know one person who ain't snuck out their mama's house to go to a party. I don't know one.
That's enough of that. I have never snuck out of my mother's house. Enough of this. Antoine, man. Thunder stealing. Antoine, number 5.
We just had footage come in live of IG sneaking out of his mother's house.
Yo, wait a second. What's going on here?
Cameras are bright. No, my number 5 is New Jack City. So I love Nino Brown. I fuck with every villain in most movies. I loved his train of thought in that movie, even though he was the bad guy. The brotherhood he had that he fostered before it went bad. I think that the empire he built, it resembled America to me in terms of all the things that happened, but it didn't happen the way that they tell you it happened. So in terms of Nino Brown, you just saw the raw reality of what really takes place, and he did what he had to do to get where he had to be.
It's bigger than Nino Brown, yo.
Right. You know, and that's what I loved about it at the end when he's on the stand and he's breaking it down. I think it went over some people's heads, and it was just like, it's deeper than that. So Ice-T's character actually was rooting against him in the movie. And I understood his vantage point, but it's a great fucking movie, man.
Chris Rock in there too, you know,
yeah, Chris Rock was in there. So I'm gonna
Yes,
go
he
with
was.
my 5.
Spooky.
Yeah. Infamous. One of the top 5 crackhead of all time, correct? I mean, like
top 2.
Number 1
maybe
crackhead.
top 2. He made top 2.
I never saw Jungle People, but I've heard Gator was that.
Gator was on there.
I heard Gator's top. But he
Gator
did the
and
research.
Vivian.
Number
Gator and Vivian.
On Vivian, what the fuck? On Vivian?
No, Vivian. That was Halle Berry's name in Jungle Fever.
Yeah.
I
can't.
Viv was a
Hold on,
crackhead.
man.
Did you say Aunt Viv?
Crackhead was not in the movie though. It was Bubbles from The Wire. That's the best.
I don't. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give my 5.
Crackhead, yo, that's crazy.
I'm gonna give my 5, and then I'm gonna
Bubbles was on heroin though.
Heroin, crack,
Yeah.
semantics.
Hey.
Put your damn semantics.
Stop derailing the show with your hot drug takes about heroin versus crack. Okay. Stop it. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Speaking of outrageous stuff, this movie is the funniest movie I've ever seen in a theater. Hangover is right underneath it as far as theater experiences for me personally. Half-Baked with Dave Chappelle. So Dave Chappelle was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every line. This is Samson's Smarty Pants. Every line on that movie had me crying in the theater. I was dying in it. Every single line. from the moment he said old James, he was like, wait, there was no old James.
James wasn't
This
up.
nigga said, I'm gonna be the first nigga to die from a crossbow.
Yeah, from a crossbow.
Oh no.
So, like, seriously, so and Greg can attest, Greg and TJ can attest to this. So, Greg, go ahead, Greg.
No, I'm telling you right now. I don't know what was funnier, like the movie or watching Aji laugh at the movie. This dude, him and some other white lady that was like 2 seats above us, they were having a ball. It was, I've never seen joy like that in real life till then. She was
Like Cape Fear.
Yeah, Cape Fear, yeah.
showed up half baked. She was high as all be damn. Well, I know why she was laughing. Aji was in that joint cracking up. But yeah, it's a hilarious movie, man. But I can attest to it. I've never seen Audrey laugh harder in my life than it happened.
Yo, okay.
That was hilarious.
Speaking of which, R.I.P. to Clarence Williams III,
Oh yeah, man.
Indeed,
aka
indeed.
Samson
Yeah.
Party Pants.
Yeah.
He'll live forever.
You'll be knee deep in the shit.
Yeah.
Who we going to? You gotta be the worst dealers in the joke game. Okay, never mind. All right, Jason. You're five. He's back on home turf, baby.
Yeah, I'm back. My number 5 is The Matrix. It was a game changer. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. People are still copying The Matrix. As far as like just the whole mood and everything about it, it's legendary to me. I love it. I even like the sequels too. They got a lot of hate, but I'm all for it. I had the video game, all that shit. The Matrix is my shit.
They copied that old black lady though. You know what I'm saying? That old black lady that wrote that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got
You
it
didn't
for
know
the
that.
Matrix.
You didn't know that.
They got it for both movies.
Yeah, they did steal that.
I like the whole.
Didn't they pay her? Did they pay her eventually?
Yeah, like
I've heard, yes, I've heard.
They got
No.
money.
Know which one is true, if she did get paid or not, because I heard she had
No,
this
she got
massive
paid.
payout. So
Yeah,
she
she
did.
got paid. I saw it. Yeah, I saw the whole interview with her getting paid. Had her ass eating fucking can of noodles for dinner since 1984, and then finally decided to give her the $60 million or whatever. Which she did. Finally give her that in the twilight. She can't even go out and enjoy herself. She got to spend all her damn millionaire money ideas on Depends and Hope.
Yo, that's enough. Hey, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. That's a stop. That's enough. Yo, you're number 4, TJ. You're number 4. You're number 4, sir.
Number 4 for me.
It's funny.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Glenn Ross.
What the hell is that?
So,
That's a movie?
Oh yeah.
it's,
Dope movie.
it's hard to describe actually. It's got a lot of pretty high caliber actors in it.
I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
Glenn Ross?
Glenn Ross.
Okay.
If you're a fan of watching people getting their ass chewed out, I love this.
Oh my God.
It started off with a serious chewing. That's for sure.
Perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Legendary scolding in that movie.
Yeah, no doubt. But
That
I mean,
whole second place line. That
What kind of
shit
movie
hurt
is
my
it?
feelings.
What kind of movie is it? Is it like a suspense or what the fuck is it?
that's a good question. Like I can. Go ahead, Jason.
like
It used to be a play. Just
I mean, it's like business action. So like Wall Street and Boiler Room, shit like that. where
Business
it's like-
action, like it's like Rambo meets the fucking
Yes.
Wolf of Wall Street, nigga. What do you say?
It's not. I'm saying the action comes in like business shit, but it's really good. Like Wolf of Wall Street is an example too.
Right.
So nobody's getting shot up, but it's like people getting like just destroyed verbally in front of everybody. It's out of control.
It's obviously a play because there's only about like 9 or 10 people in the whole movie, but it's so well acted.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead, TJ. I'm sorry.
No, good. Yeah, go for it. You good?
I was just gonna say Pacino's in it, Ed Harris is in it, the ghost of Kevin Spacey's in it.
Ben Affleck.
I think Alan Arkin.
Ben Affleck ain't in it.
No, he's not. I mean, Ben Affleck was in Boiler Room, and I believe Ben Affleck's character in Boiler Room was supposed to be based on the guy in that movie.
Which
I'm
one?
sorry.
Ninja
Which
Mia.
one,
Proceed.
Richard Roma? It don't matter. Anyway, go ahead, TJ. I'm
The
sorry.
one that the ABC dude, the dude that was like ABC and came in and
Oh,
gave the speech.
Baldwin, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Oh,
I
yeah.
swear, Ben Affleck in Boiler Room was based on that character.
Yeah, this is young Alec Baldwin before his head got enormous for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
That's
anyway,
good, man.
I mean, part of the reason why I picked this movie, and you haven't seen it yet, Carville, but you'll see what I mean when you check it out.
You're definitely going to.
You can watch it from a few different perspectives, right? Like if you're in a serious mood, I mean, it can be a very serious movie. I mean, there's a lot of gravity to the subject matter and stuff. But if you're just down to see somebody get humiliated and clowned, it's got a lot of that too. So if you're looking at it, you want to see some of that. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. But like Aj said, it was supremely acted. I mean, actually, even in the first scene, you almost kind of forget that it's a movie. You almost feel like a fly on the wall in this office building. I mean, it's just really, really well done. And since I can watch it in any kind of mood, I can really watch it anytime.
Man, it's a great dialogue movie.
Yeah. Very much so. That's a good way to describe it.
The interplay between the actors is second to none, honestly.
Yeah.
It's second to none. Let me go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
And I'll be quick. My 4 is The Matrix. If it's between this and The Matrix, I choose The Matrix. You see what I'm saying? So this actually brings me back to one of the first times I actually met Broccoli at Hampton. This is so funny because I don't know if he remembers this or not, but we were sitting all around talking about The Matrix, and he was like, "Did anyone else notice how they tried to sneak in a little ethnicity with Tank's brother or whatever? Was it Tank's brother or was it Tank himself?" He was like, "Neo, this is Loco," and I was just like, I was dying because it was like, "Neo, this is Loco," and I was like, "Yo, that is hilarious." So that was like, from that point on, honestly, in my head, I was like, "Did we just become friends?" I was like, "Yes." After that, I was like, "I rocks with this dude, man. I rocks with this dude, man." Because that was just a hilarious thing to take away from it. Because it caught everybody the same way when he said it. I was like, "Yo, I didn't know he was Spanish. I thought he was black." Anyway, so
yeah, he was black the whole movie. Except that one
he was like, "Yo, this is Loco." He was like, "What?" But
I'm random. I'm random at times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but all jokes aside, the movie, like Jason said, it was an absolute game changer. He is absolutely right that people have been copying and trying to make movies like The Matrix ever since then. Not only the fight scenes, but the joint, they made dances out of the joint. Like Missy Elliott basically made an entire album based off the movie, pretty much. I mean, it was a cultural phenomenon for every culture. It was for everybody, and not to mention that it had one of the greatest actors to ever live. Keanu Reeves is the lead man. So, all right. Wait. Can I do the show or what? Am I doing a show or?
Mute him.
Am I doing the show?
Do your show. I just had
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, look, the older I've gotten, I go back and watch The Matrix now, and I realize something. Neo is the bad guy. Let me be clear about this. He brought people out of a fantasy land of eating steak and lobsters and hanging out and having nice clothes, and he wanted to bring all of society to wear Kanye West clothes underground in some shitty dance hall. Fuck that. Leave me in the Matrix. That other dude was right. He's the good guy.
That is enough. No, the Rail Reeves has made an appearance. The Rail Reeves has made. You're gonna do that, huh?
That's a good point, though. That's a good point.
They were literally batteries.
Why would I
have no
wear
life?
Kanye West's clothes and dance barefoot in an underground bunker eating gruel? Why is that better? Leave me there to.
You're alive and human.
Yeah,
they were literal batteries.
Plugs out of you.
I don't want to be a battery.
Plugs out of you.
Look, living is a state of mind, baby. I would rather have a long, glorious dream than a reality of poorly dressed, barefoot dancing with women that haven't showered. I'm not having that.
Enough. No,
Only
enough.
dress women
No
that
more.
haven't showered.
No more.
Hilarious.
Put that on the shirt,
No. No.
please.
We will not, Brock. We will not put that on the shirt.
Neo stinks.
That's enough.
He
Antoine.
does. If
Antoine.
you look at Neo, like you can, he stinks.
Antoine, you're 4.
All right. I'll be short. My number 4 is The Exorcist. So growing up, I've
The
always loved
Exorcist.
horror
The
movies.
fuck type of person are you?
No.
God damn.
Exorcist is one of the greatest movies ever made, man.
No,
And it's like,
stop. No,
it is.
like,
yeah.
God, what's wrong with you? yo?
You never saw it? Now I love horror movies. Welcome to the cast. So one of the things I loved about the movie from the beginning, as a kid, is that it was so raw and real. They didn't try to put anything behind the curtains. They just kind of ripped it out. And
That
so
shit
the
real,
truest
yo.
was there.
You know that shit real, right?
I know. And I
Go
think some
ahead.
people from the set didn't make it, but no.
Whoa.
It was one of those cursed
Slide that
sets.
in there, Antoine.
What is that?
Just slide in. People didn't make it from the set.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that's kind of cursed a bit.
Yo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to watch that shit.
You never saw it? The
I
ones
saw
in
it once and it
1970s?
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's-
it was
every time I
terrifying.
seen
It was
that
the
shit-
first movie to literally scare me.
Yo, nigga, we was in Hampton, nigga. Remember Jameer? Damn, I don't want to say his name out loud and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, haunted our other friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they had the re-release of fucking The Exorcist and shit. Every time that movie comes up, it's a bad time.
Oh, I
It's a
know.
bad time for everybody, yo.
Yeah,
It's
Not
just,
today,
yeah, that
but-
movie is
it's scary, yo.
It is one of the
terrifying.
movies ever made that has scared me.
Go ahead, Antoine. Go ahead, Antoine. Talk your talk, man. Don't listen to these cowards, B. Don't listen to these cowards. I ain't sitting here watching a movie in the dark, but I'm saying don't listen to these cowards. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Nah, but I promise to be short on this one just because I probably have more to say on my other ones, but The Exorcist is one of my favorite movies ever. I love the way it was made. I love the style. I love what it kind of uncovered and represented for its time. And I love that it leaves you thinking at the end, so it's there. I don't want to go deeper than that because, it's The Exorcist.
You're a different type of nigga, yo. You're a different type of nigga, yo.
Jason, you're number 4.
My number 4.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Mo Better Blues. I love it.
Ooh.
I love that movie.
Ooh.
Early
The
Denzel.
dynamic between Denzel and Wesley Snipes, and that speech when my favorite scene, and I actually quote it, when Bleak was complaining about how he's like, we look out in the crowd, we see any and everybody, but we don't see our people. He's like, you see Russian, you see all these people, but where are our people? They don't support us. And Wesley Snipes cut him off. They said Shadow cut him off and was like, that's bullshit. He's like, everything you just said is bullshit. The reason why people don't come is because you grandiose motherfuckers don't play the shit that they like. If you play the shit that they like, then the people will come. And like that sums up a lot of shit. You can apply that to a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like became like a philosophy in life, like, because it kind of was like overthinking. Because Bleak was overthinking the situation and Shadow just broke it down real to him. Like, I just love that movie, everything about it.
As a person who fails all the time, I find Shadow's version of this bullshit. Okay, let me go ahead to let me go to Greg. Greg, what is your number 4?
Oh, number 4, Friday. Friday is the most quotable movie of all times.
Killing me.
Easily. The most quotable movie of all times. Probably, it's got a, like, to me, and I don't see how anyone else can see it any differently, it's probably the funniest movie ever made. Easily. Easily one of the funniest, just the funniest movie ever made, in my opinion. Especially for it to be like a debut for Ice Cube writing. Ridiculous. I said, and then look how many people have really like put into the stratosphere. You think Chris Tucker is getting dressed up like a lady man in The Fifth Element without Friday? Not happening.
Yo, Brock,
There's
man,
stuff that you can
what's
get
your
in rush
fourth,
hour
Brock?
without that.
My fourth is fucking and this is gonna be fucked up for niggas. I know nobody has this on the honorable mention or none of this shit. Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the most amazing movies ever.
I'm gonna let TJ rock on that after you.
He had that shit? Oh,
No,
fuck.
I didn't. I should have.
I'm
Right.
just saying, if you watch that movie again now, when I watched it as a kid, I was like, this shit is fucking hilarious. This nigga's a wild,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to categorize this nigga. It's like a wild incel type of nigga, but he got a girlfriend, but he's a hero. And it's funny as shit. This is the funniest shit ever. Like I checked this shit out again as an adult. I'm like, maybe I laugh at this shit because I'm a kid. No.
Nope.
It's even funnier.
This
Funnier.
shit, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm a kid, I mean, as an adult. So Pee Wee Herman, Big Adventure and shit, like, cause I used to be scared of Large Marge and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, with Large Marge story and shit, I'm like, God damn, like, but now,
That's
shit is brilliant, yo. So, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure, you know what I'm
What
saying?
do you think Pee Wee is? You think he's an adult or a kid?
Say it again?
What do you think Pee Wee is? You think he's an adult or a kid?
That's a good
Like Pee Wee or Paul Rubin?
Pee Wee in the movie, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He's got his own place and everything, but you know.
I don't know. I
it's
think he's
all
like
centered around
autistic
this
and shit.
kid,
Like I'm not.
Interesting question.
I'm not saying anything about autistic people. I think he's autistic. Like he's like a
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
autistic. I
Look,
don't know. I don't know. He's just like a weird nigga. Like he's just a
Yeah.
weird nigga. Like he can build fucking like little shit that make his breakfast come and shit. And then he got a bike that he's a fucking strange ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He got strange neighbors and he just it's like a fucking
Francis.
fun time, yo.
Francis.
Francis, yeah.
Francis, man.
Oh yeah, my father said
You on
that
bike.
I can have anything I want. You know what I'm saying? Including your bike, Pee Wee. No, yeah, my bike.
And when Pee Wee had that dream and Francis was dressed up like the devil, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. He was like, yow. I thought that was so funny, man. I was cracking up.
That
Yo.
part, hey, yo, the part that kills me on there, and I don't know why it's so corny, when he puts on that giant ear, and that's like, what? What? Dude.
The bike wreck. The bike wreck is my favorite.
Oh, and then Pee Wee made a fucking James Bond version of Pee Wee and shit.
Yeah.
They reversed this shit. There was like that shit was fucking insane, yo. It's like,
That's a great pick, man.
oh yeah, like Pee Wee
All
Herman
right.
is my shit.
Let me get it to number three. Antoine, rocking it, man. Go with number 3, bro.
Right pick because my number 3 was already mentioned. I'm with Greg. Friday, one of the funniest movies ever made. That's my number 3.
Right. All right.
Echoing every point that he made. I just thought it was well written. It was funny as hell. Everything about it, beginning to end. And I love everybody that it put on going forth. And I think that, like The Matrix, everybody kind of tried to copy the formula of Friday going forward. Didn't necessarily do it a great success. So I have nothing.
Nope.
That's a movie that if it comes on right now, I'll stop doing the Zoomcast to watch it. That's how good it is.
Damn, that's wrong, man. Hey, you know what, man? You know what's messed up? It's also my number 3, and I would do the same thing. So I was like, low key, my favorite character on Friday was his ex-girlfriend, the Hoochie Mama, who in the very first scene, when she's calling him, has a dude laying beside her that nobody caught at all. Ask that bitch for some money. Anyway, so like
crazy.
that joint is between her and Smokey's mom. I don't know who was more ain't shit. So that's like I don't know who was more.
That's a tough call.
Hey, that joint, that make it enough line, that's the realest thing I've ever heard.
Enough.
Make it enough.
He was like, make it enough. It's like, God, what? Wow.
Friday is amazing. Friday's amazing.
Yo, and you know how this is how crazy Friday is. This is on everything. And then I'll pass the mic. So we got me and Greg got our pops to watch it. And he was like, what do nobody want to see that? You know, what do nobody want to see that? Right? He was talking like that. You know, what do nobody want to see that? He watched this joint, man. That's his favorite movie. It's my dad's favorite movie. My dad's 70-something. So it's like, it's his favorite movie of all time. So
plus, like I said, one of the most relatable scenes in that movie, dude.
So
when the behavior of Pops, the dynamic between Pops and Craig took my dad right to our relationship immediately. It was all so real.
You better put some water on that shit, nigga.
Yeah.
You gotta put some water on that shit.
The joint where he called him in. He called him in the bathroom.
Yeah, all that.
So. Counter. Okay, all right. You know what? I've gone too far. Let me go ahead.
This is the most quotable movie out. I'm telling you. Great work. Greg told you. It's
close.
Oh, Friday?
Yeah.
The most
Think
quotable
so?
movie of all times.
It's close. Very quotable. Very quotable.
That's podcast material.
Yeah.
TJ, you're number 3.
Well, if Friday is the first most, this is probably the second. My number 3 is Coming to America.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
I think that was mentioned in somebody's honorable mentions, but I mean, who can deny the brilliance of this guy, Eddie Murphy, man? I mean, him at his best doing all these different characters, and I don't know if he wrote the movie or not, but I don't know. It was I guess it's a cultural icon at this point. I mean, who doesn't love Coming to America? It's got everything, man. It's got the love element. It's got not a whole lot of violence, but a little bit. It's got Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, come on.
That's Samuel L. Jackson.
What's that?
Everything's got Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a complete movie right it's got him in there.
That nigga in a Pop-Tarts commercial the other day.
Yeah, well, okay. He's got Randy Watts. He's got all these characters.
How did he know that people would find that that version of The Children Are Our Future that funny? Because that shit, when he said, because the great dance, I was done of that joint. I was like, that should not be that funny.
Exactly.
The funniest thing to me in the whole movie, Arsenio Hall is that reverend.
Brilliant.
Only God above, the Hugh Hefner on high is one of the greatest fucking lines I've ever heard in my life. The Hugh Hefner on high, that is amazing. I don't know if they wrote that, he freestyled it, but it is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yo,
the Reverend was just
my
funny.
nigga, at the same time, like, we don't have the mic drop without that movie.
Yeah, true.
We don't have the mic drop without that.
Right.
That's the one.
It's over. It's over.
That is a moment in Black history. That is the first mic drop in Black history.
Nigga just said, I killed this shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right here. It's over.
Anyone shadow if I succeed. Because great dance. Yo, that is ridiculous. That is big. Yo, all right.
That movie's a pick me up, man. It's a pick me up.
Yo, man, that's
number 3.
That's a great pick, T. Jason, you're number 3, man. Golly.
Juice.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I love that movie.
Put them all looking in the eggs, nigga.
Yeah, all looking in the eggs. The still doing
Because I already got it, nigga.
Because I already got it, motherfucker.
Got it, nigga. He gotta hold a gun.
Bishop wilding out. Oh my God, man. The GQ. Like, that movie is, I love it. The only thing that I don't like about that movie is how sad it gets after Raheem gets killed. But you gotta complete the story. But it's just like
Somebody care about Raheem, yo. Come on, yo.
You know what's kind of fucked up though is that they like
Somebody care about
Raheem was the leader of the crew, but he had the weakest personality, and I think that's why they chose to kill that character, because unfortunately in the frame of the movie he is the least missed in the movie. Like, they didn't really, and I don't know if that's a flaw in the movie or if that's the genius of it. But like, Raheem was never built up that you really felt
the loss in the crew as the viewer of the movie.
Right.
Because Q was the cool one, Bishop was the wild one, and Steele was the one with all the personality. Raheem was just there.
Yeah.
You know, like it was
like the pretty boy, right? I guess he was the pretty boy. He played pretty boy.
Yeah, but he was the leader. Like everything the whole movie revolved around him. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, it was interesting. Like I wasn't mad at it, but you would want a figure like that who's so important to the storyline to have a bigger presence. But they just made the character so he could die so that you'd have a reason to tell the story. Like it was weird.
That was why he was there though. They didn't have him. He didn't stick around long enough for us to really miss him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as we knew, he was the leader and he was also a sucker because his girl was playing. That's all we knew.
Yeah, this girl was messing with special ed, yo.
Special ed, nigga. God damn, I got it made.
Special ed pulled up.
I got it made.
Oh, and Sam Jackson was in the movie as well. So
there you go.
Word up.
Sam was in the movie. I thought he was Black Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought he only did a movie once every 30 years. My bad.
Samuel Jackson's the exact opposite of that. He does a movie once every 10 seconds.
He got the record and shit.
He's literally the opposite of Daniel Day-Lewis. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Daniel Knight-Lewis. That nigga is the exact opposite.
Daniel Knight-Lewis.
The railing.
Oh,
right.
The only one about Juice that I didn't like was the way it ended. The way it ended was just dumb. You got the juice now. Word.
Come on, Bishop falling off the roof.
No, not him falling off the roof. You could have just ended it there. You didn't have to have that goofy ass dude be like, "You got the juice now."
Oh yeah, that was corny.
The dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
The only reason that scene is in the movie is to make the name tie back to the name, because that's the only time.
Tie back the juice. Yeah.
They could have did that with a soundtrack and a high five. They didn't need that.
I disagree, yo. I literally say that every time I peace out to somebody.
You got the juice now.
Wow. I'll be like, oh man, see you, man, peace, man. You got the juice now. They be like, okay,
you're a great friend, nigga. You're a great friend.
Before we leave today, we'll have the juice. You know what I'm saying? We'll have the juice.
Yo.
Brock, you're number 3. Brock, you're number 3.
Oh shit. Okay. We had number 3. Let me make a executive decision. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because like some of these things are like slashes and shit on my list. Let me go with Pulp Fiction. I like Pulp Fiction because it's a fucking like a short story version of a movie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of wild shit going on. It's just like everything happening at the same time. You know. Yeah. Sam Jackson, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fucking John Travolta, nigga. What the fuck? John Travolta, the nigga from Mad TV and the shit got clapped up and shit.
Yeah.
I wonder shot Marvin in the face.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, I shot Marvin in the face.
Right. You know what I mean? Like everything was redeemed in that movie and shit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like, you know what I'm saying, like Ving Rhames getting, you know what I mean, like railed and shit, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't
Ving Rhames like
show. It's a family show. Let's keep it
when I said railed. That's why I said railed.
I mean, as disturbing as that was to watch, it also is what part of what made the movie like.
But a nigga had a similar story after that, right?
Like, oh shit, they going there? Like that's like the wildest scenario you could imagine in that setting.
All types of shit. Bruce Willis was in that motherfucker, yo. Bruce Willis, nigga.
Yeah,
that's right.
Fucking Bruce Willis was in this movie.
That's it. Christopher Walken too. Short.
Christopher fucking Walken.
Just my watch. My watch.
Tim Roth was great in that movie too.
It's an amazing movie, yo.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing collection of shorts. Almost.
I am not going to take this opportunity to disagree with your pick.
Yes.
I have a personal beef with Quentin Tarantino. We don't know each other. All right, Greg.
Because he uses nigga a lot. We know.
Yeah, you know.
But let me say this: that
okay.
Like that movie is almost like the same way I look at. I don't know if somebody gonna say this in the future, but Memento. It's like you got a
Good.
That movie.
Put this movie together and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Yeah.
No.
And that's the first time I seen you have to put this movie together. You know, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I still don't know how I put this movie together, but yeah, fuck it, I love it.
I'm gonna leave Pulp Fiction on that list, but you remember that the dude Marcus that we went to that Hampton with us? You remember Marcus Carvel?
Yeah.
I remember, and this is something that stood out to me from way back then. But I remember he said him and his brother took 2 VCRs and they put Pulp Fiction in order.
Wow.
So they had a blank tape and they had the Pulp Fiction tape, and they re-recorded all the scenes in chronological order and said that's how they would watch the movie. And I just would love to experience that.
Wow. Yeah. Exactly.
That's a wild idea.
Yeah.
Niggas had nothing else to do with their summer.
That's enough. Greg, here's number 3. Number 3.
That's creativity right there. I respect it.
But you shouldn't be doing that in high school. That's all I'm
It could have been a rainy day or like a late night. Like
you want to make the remix to Pulp Fiction on July 13th. That's what you trying to do.
July 13th.
that's you mark that on your calendar. And 15. That's just odd as shit. Anyway, all right, number 3. I'm going to move on. Number 3, Get Out. Get Out is my joint right there. That is the best. How do I put this? It's like it's what a black dude would do if he got his chance to remake an Alfred Hitchcock type movie. It's
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's one of the most brilliant pieces of work I've ever seen, and it's got everything in it. It's entertaining as hell. I mean, and plus, they had my stunt double in there making jokes, so I had to respect that.
Stay woke.
Yo, I literally was about to make that joke. I never heard you say that before.
What?
I was about to make the joke about
Lil Rel.
They had my stunt double in there making jokes, so I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta support my stunt double.
I mean, like, Lil Rel must be like just a generic ass black man and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
we look like.
I'm not saying you are.
No, it's fair. We look like everyone. Like every time someone sees me, like, do I know you? I'm like, probably not, nigga.
Yo, they did that. They played on that movie with him and Eric Andre.
Yeah.
They played on Lil Rel being the generic black guy because he was lost, and Eric Andre was just roaming down the street, and everybody he walked up on looked like Lil Rel.
That definitely happened.
All the time. You know how many times I've been harassed by the police because I fit the description? It's ridiculous. But
nigga is Royce the 5'9", nigga is Lil Rel, nigga is everybody, yo, like
the black guy.
I said, look, I just look like every possibly overweight black dude in Hollywood. Look at this. CeeLo. It's just real simple. CeeLo. If I go on a diet, Jermaine Dupri, I can't win any.
No, don't go to the gym. No, not Jermaine Dupri. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Your teammates spaced out like that.
But from a distance, I'm very Dupri-ish.
Okay, I get that.
It's a tough win. Like I said, if I put on a nice suit and I'm Cedric. It's just a bunch of random blacks that I am.
No. Cedric who? The entertainer?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure it wasn't Cedric Ceballos, so no. Like,
Cedric Ceballos.
Saying like you gotta be Cedric. You know, there's a couple Cedrics out here, yo.
Look, I wouldn't know Cedric Ceballos if he was delivering pizzas at my house. Damn. Cedric Ceballos hasn't been. What does he do now? That's not the point here. The point is
the round of the show.
Let's go. I'm sorry.
Get Out is my third favorite movie of all time, man.
Wow.
Yo, so you know where we're at right now. we've already made it to our top 2, but before we do that, let's go into our shout out to our sponsors, Soul Glow, oh so silky smooth. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. So what we like to do here, shout out to Black Advancement for letting us do this. We like to give a shout out to all the Black-owned businesses out there. The one I'd like to shout out today is Waist Watchers on Instagram. Waist Watchers on Instagram. You get a chance to go ahead and check them out. I'm gonna go down the list from furthest to closer to me. Jason, who you got? I don't know who you could possibly have to shout out.
Ninja Media.
What?
We're having a sale. We're currently having a sale on all merch and all comics, 15% off. Check the website. Summer 20 is the code. But yeah, wait, Odd Ninja.
I've never heard it. No, spell that, yo. I've never heard of this place. What is it? Odd Ninja? What is that?
That's it. ODD Ninja Media.
OBD.
Home of Jericho Cutter.
Got you. Okay, Antoine.
Jericho Cutter Part 2 is coming soon. It's in progress. We gotta get it right.
Yo, get it out, man. I already got the first. Okay, I'm sorry. I got Antoine, you're busy.
I'm a shout out down on Flatbush Avenue, my favorite place to get oxtails from. Good Hope, all day, every day, down in Brooklyn. Shout out to them.
Brooklyn where?
Shout out. Yo.
New York?
New York, Flatbush Avenue. Okay. Yeah.
Brock, what you got, man?
I got mead. And I also got, you know what I'm saying, like Herbs Day, you feel me? Like herbsday.com, you feel me? Check my shit out. I talk about herbs and shit, sell people elderberry syrup. And I also support my friends and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a double, you know what I'm saying, double pump, you know what I'm saying? So my man, what the fuck is it at? Right here? Okay. Odd Ninja Media, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole comic and all types of amazing merch. And you know, I'll get you right too. You know what I'm saying? Herbs Day.
Rock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you spell your website for me?
Okay. TheherbsBay.com. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Are there any W's before that, or is that just like? Let me.
You know, niggas don't care about the W's.
Don't have to type the W's anymore.
You know what, man? TJ, what is your Black-owned business for the day?
Hey, today I'm shouting out Black Advancement too.
Hey!
Word up. Yeah, Let's do that. Let's advance as Black people.
Yeah, absolutely. Between this and the solutions and the dialogue and discussion, y'all haven't seen it, check it out. www.blackadvancement.com. You know what it is.
That's 3 W's, jerks. Okay, what is your Black-owned business?
You talking to me?
Really? That's what we're doing?
Stuck in my head. I'm sorry, I was bopping. Oh, yeah, I'm here with this.
I'm sorry, what is that? I can't spell that? Wait, what is that?
Odd Ninja.
That's the best shit ever, man. That's the best shit ever, man.
I find it weird that Jason spelled out odd and not the ninja. Everyone knows how to spell odd. But anyway. and since we're on the movie tip, Uncle Ren's Popcorn down in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's a joint, you know, if you're ever in Atlanta, go to Uncle Ren's spot, get your popcorn there, go back home, watch a movie.
Dope.
All right, y'all.
Oh, hold on, I got one more, IG. I'm sorry.
Damn. Okay, go ahead, derail.
No, but seriously, since Greg showed the shirt, I just want to shout out Olin Oliver, dope ass artist. He helped me design that the Ninja logo. He also is a cartoonist himself, the boy in the box turtle. Hilarious comic strips, and he's working on something bigger. But shout out to Olin for helping me bring this Odd Ninja thing to life.
I also would like to say shout out to Olin. Good dude, down dude, been down since day one.
Man, fuck Olin. I'm sorry. He know I'm playing. That's all.
He probably would have done the same thing.
He know I'm playing if he's
there would be no Olin slander allowed on the Zoomcast.
Putting Olin on the Keanu list?
But yeah, he's on the list. There's no Olin slander today, suckers. All right, look.
I got Olin.
Olin Reeves and shit. Olin Reeves. I'm done.
Olin Colonies.
Top 2. You know what we do in this position. This is where it gets real serious. People start breaking down their movies for real.
We got 2. We had 2, right?
We're at 2 right now.
Shit.
Okay, I'm gonna call it out. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go TJ first. TJ, you're number 2.
My number 2 has been on other people's lists already. My number 2 is The Matrix.
Oof.
Starring Jason's GOAT, Keanu Reeves. So, we talked
The
about
GOAT.
I guess, yeah, the GOAT. There you go. I guess I'll tell you guys about The Matrix. It was probably out for a couple months or something before I saw it. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, "You've never seen The Matrix?" I said, "No." He said, "We're going to the theater right now." I said, "Okay, all right, fine." So we go to the movie theater, and it just blew me away. I mean, you guys have all talked about the effects and all that stuff, but the reason why it's my second favorite is because the more you watch it, the deeper you get to understand the depth of the movie. It's just really, really well thought out, makes you think, and it's entertaining. I mean, I guess the whole thing is a little bit gloomy because of the colors. I guess it's mostly black and green. But I gotta say, it's one of the best action / I guess psychological kind of thrillers that I've ever seen. Definitely, if it's not in anyone's top 10, I'd be surprised. I mean, maybe you don't have it as high as I do, but I would be surprised if it's not in the top 10 of anybody who's ever seen the movie.
Wild thing, TJ, I just saw that movie recently, right? I threw it on, and then within the first 5 minutes, when that couple comes and visits the white rabbit, the lady with the white rabbit, that entire scene explains the entire series. It's mind-boggling. If you watch it again, that 5 minutes basically says everything in the movie. So that joint is wild. Jason, you're number 2.
I'm just gonna say it. My number 2 movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
This is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Not only the genius execution of live action and animated together was amazing, but I'm also a big fan of that genre, that noir genre with the detective bouncing around, finding clues and stuff. But it's just the characters, like they had all the legendary old school cartoon characters in there, just merged into the same world. Like the battle with Daffy Duck and Donald Duck. Yep. Like just little stuff like that, but then also just the overall story. Like it's a brilliant, genius piece of work. I love it.
That was one of the ones I had to cross off my list because we couldn't have 20 honorable mentions. So that's serious.
There goes.
Yeah, it didn't make it high, but for me, that's the top 25 all time, easy. No doubt.
It's an excellent pick.
Thank you. And Broccoli, this is the movie I was telling you I had to watch it again to make sure that it belongs on the list. I watched it last night and I was like, yeah. And I actually moved it from 3 to 2 after watching it again last night.
I can see that easy. I can see that easy. I'm serious too. That movie's incredible. Greg, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
Do the Right Thing, dialogue-wise, is one of the dopest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do the Right Thing is ill. I ain't gonna lie, it's ill.
It's so ill, and that joint is so relevant. Even to this day, it's even more relevant than it was when it came out.
To this day?
To this day. To this day.
Dang.
That's sad because literally everything in that movie could happen
tomorrow,
tonight, every day. Between when that movie was made and today, it could have happened every day.
Yeah, Spike Lee could have made this joint in 2020. Wouldn't have happened. Same joint.
It'd be relevant.
Nigga, that shit was fucked up. We went to school with Radio Raheem's daughter and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
she went to Hampton.
That shit was fucked up, yo. Like you look like Radio Raheem.
You don't remember that, Archie?
No, I don't remember a woman walking around with a big boom.
No.
No.
He looked like his daughter.
Yes.
I didn't
no mistaking that shit. You look like Radio Raheem.
I didn't see Radio Rock.
No, it's not saying that she was walking around dressed like him.
I
But
didn't
it's
say-
like, oh damn,
Nope.
that's
That man.
Raheem's daughter.
Did she have finger rings? Like she was like,
No,
hey,
no. He looked like that man. She looked exactly like that man.
It
But
was like, oh,
lighter
shit,
version.
that is his
He was
daughter.
like-
Like that
She
shit
was like, Jason, this is hate. This is.
He didn't do all that. But her face was aggressive.
Wow.
That's all I would say.
Wow.
So she was someone you had to walk up to and be like, hey, smile, would you, beautiful? Go ahead, smile. You look angry. You look like you about to choke someone in a pizzeria. Just go ahead and smile, baby.
She had the
I ain't
face
saying
of
no
somebody. She had the face of somebody who messed around and got a triple double.
Yeah.
last week.
But yeah, that's,
Jesse heard it.
the performances by Danny Aiello, ridiculous performance. Spike Lee killed it. Buggin' Owl is one of the greatest characters of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, Buggin' Owl, he's like Antoine with anger.
Need some black people on this wall.
Man, Buggin' Owl was on there. Radio Raheem, like the whole thing was iconic. Pino, the breakdown of Pino and his love and hate of black people was amazing. It's just, he loved every black person that was famous and just couldn't stand regular niggas. It was just
They're not niggas.
Just that regular nigga.
it's stupid niggas. It's stupid niggas. It was just the greatest explanation for an ignorance I've ever seen in my life. But yeah.
Martin Lawrence first movie.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence, and of course, the always present Samuel Jackson was there, and that's
also right.
the triple truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, Do the Right Thing. Like I said, it's a great movie. I think it just stands the test of time forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Timeless.
It's a great pick, right?
It is.
Brock. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's that? What happened?
Oh no, Brock, your turn, man. You're number 2.
Oh shit. It's gonna fuck people up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really broccoli X and shit. But you know what I'm saying? Edward Scissorhands, my nigga. I love Edward Scissorhands and shit. It's like
Tim
Frankenstein meets E.T. and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Man,
you know
Frankenstein.
what I mean? Like, huh?
It's like Frankenstein meets E.T. You just described Michael Jackson before he died.
Damn.
I mean, but
Come
like
on, man.
he had the same outfits and shit. The nigga had the same outfits as fucking Edward Scissorhands. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson had Captain Crunch outfits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Captain
Like
Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Very glitterly and ruffles and tassels.
Yeah. All that shit.
Yo,
It was like
he
a
looked like a
space
dude from,
alien.
what was it, travel.com, hotels.com? They don't allow traveling. They don't allow
He said Michael Jackson. He said he was dressed like Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious with dance moves. That's showing crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Carmen. I mean, Brock,
but-
go ahead, man.
I love fucking Tim Burton, but I love his take on like it's only so many stories that people do over and over in Hollywood and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same story, you dress it up as some different shit or whatever. But like Edward Scissorhands, it's like Frankenstein meets E.T. And it's also a love story and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how the fuck is Edward Scissorhands gonna finger this girl that he loves? You know what I'm saying? Like she loves him. She eventually starts to love him. What the fuck is he gonna do with this lady?
I'm
He's
in there.
anatomically correct. He has scissor hands, but it's love. That's all it is.
She
what it
could've
is-
been dirtbag list.
This hoe is being practical and doesn't want to pay for haircuts. I don't know.
This nigga is shaping up the whole neighborhood. I'm like, God damn, this nigga's a wild nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an ill nigga. But it's not a real, like, that can't happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's some ill shit, yo. Like, he really served his duty in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I have scissor hands. I'm gonna cut everybody's hair. I'm gonna do sculptures. He did everything he was supposed to do. in life. He's an ill nigga, man. Like I feel for that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
bad for him.
Artist ever.
Purpose.
You said what?
I said I felt bad for him. It's hard for me to watch that movie as good as it was. I genuinely felt bad for the dude, man.
But that's the ill shit though. Like he served his purpose. Like you can never say Ed was slacking. Never.
But I always wondered, even as a kid, like how the hell he used to
Like you talking about a kid, Ed? Like a kid,
yeah, like
his
how
fist
did
was
he
a little smaller
use
and
the
shit.
bathroom though?
You said what?
Did he ever use the bathroom?
That's why he ain't had a shit. I don't think he had like parts down there.
Cut it off.
Yo,
I don't know.
Family show. Hey, look, come on, man.
I don't know what's up with him and shit.
Certainly can't write. That's for sure.
Darker, yeah.
He can't write. Is that what you said? He can't write? Is that what you
No, I
said?
said he can't
He
wipe.
can't write shit.
Can't wipe.
Yeah, he can't
No.
write. He can't write.
Number
Ed
two.
stink, yo. You say Ed stink?
He stick all over. How he put on deodorant?
Damn.
Nothing he could do. He couldn't do nothing. He's a worthless
I mean,
person.
he can
All he could've
smear a little, you know what I'm
Really?
saying?
Like a butter knife? Like he just like he just
Put
put
butter
butter
knife? You know what? That's enough. You put butter knife. Enough. Yo, I'm gonna give my two real quick. It has been mentioned several times actually, and that's House Party. I mean,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally. No, what? I mean, like the whole thing's give it. Okay, sorry. So no, the whole movie, just hands down ridiculous. I still quote that movie probably once a week. You got your silly ass locked in the icebox, nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing is crazy. The dance, people still do the dance at weddings. Like that's how much of a cultural tipping point this was. House Party is just, that is like singularly like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Like,
Is that you smell like pussy? Like I smell you. Yeah. Okay.
I smell.
Not to mention one of the funniest things I ever heard on a movie when he was like,
Niggas had troop in that motherfucker.
yeah, yo, he said
Full force.
He said
Yeah, full force. My bad. Yeah.
He said, I was just talking about beating people to fuck. I wasn't talking about burning people's house up. It's like I was like, this is out of control. So good. Dude had to freestyle his way out of jail and shit. That was, I mean, like the whole thing was like, I was like, this movie's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. Every black male had a dream or a day where they wished that their day went like that. Every single, I don't care who you are.
I've never wished my day to be that horrible.
That joint was crazy.
It was a terrible day, but it ended as beautifully as it possibly could.
But when it happened,
Not to mention,
That's right. He did get a whipping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. He got it. Then. I used to stop it after that.
Yo, not to mention how much of a dirtbag Clay was and how great that played in the movie.
this.
Like how he left Martin at the house with the shit.
You talking about Bilal and shit?
Yeah, he left Bilal at the house.
Hey, bro, Bilal and shit.
And he was like, yo, kick that to the curb and let me ride with my equipment. I'm the DJ. I was like, yo. Hey. You'll be so ill. All right, man. That's enough of that. Let's go to number ones. We almost there.
And I gotta do my number 2.
Oh, I thought you did your number 2, yo.
No. Not
Hey,
yet.
Antoine Fisher.
Sure, he might try to sneak in the extra one.
Come on, go ahead, man. Do your 2.
Nah, I keep it short. My number 2, since we're doing GOAT talk, is Eddie Murphy Boomerang. I think it's still one of the greatest movies ever made.
I think it's one of the most underrated movies ever made. I don't know if it's one of the illest, but it's definitely one of the most underrated.
Oh yeah, for sure. It had everything. It had fashion, music. I mean, everybody in the movie was smart. Everybody was funny and played their part. I love the friendship that he had with his boys or whatever. You know, I love that Robin Givens played him out or whatever and made him think. It was our introduction with a great soundtrack. You had Tony Braxton. You had Tribe Called Quest. I mean, it was dope all the way around. Prime Halle Berry in the movie or whatever. So he had to choose between Halle and Jacqueline, you know, to try to figure Robin Givens, to try to figure out what he was going to do with his life. And it was a great story overall. I like the different layers to it. So it's one of my favorite movies ever, Boomerang.
Yo, you think Eddie smacked all them girls in the movie?
Eddie being Eddie, who knows?
Probably a couple. Let's be 100.
Come on now, like Halle Berry, fucking Robin Givens, fucking
Grace Jones, yo, low key.
Grace Jones.
All right.
Grace Jones,
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt. Nigga.
God.
And he was out here wilding, nigga. He was out here getting it in.
Yep.
Layla
That was a
Rashawn.
good set, yo. That was a good set, yo.
Real talk though. Real talk. Can we give a moment of pause to just understand how bad Robin Givens is in real life? How sexy are you when you got Halle Berry playing the cute other chick?
Right.
How bad is she? That's a bad joint. Like people get mad at Mike Tyson for doing what he did, but hey, look, bro, I understand. I get why. I got you. I didn't say she was a good person, but just on visuals, Robin Givens is one of the baddest joints ever to walk the planet, yo.
Yeah, she's a
Of
monster.
course. Hey, TJ, see, that goes back to that Yoda talk where I told you before, nobody said it out loud. Greg just did that right there. Nobody ever wanted to say that Robin Givens is that bad next to Halle. Like, that's just insane.
Everybody loves the bell.
Wow, that's wild. Because if she wasn't, then everybody would notice and it wouldn't work. The movie wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work the same way. It'd be like, oh, like you need
And
that.
she was ruthless in the movie too. Like she waited till he got back to the office, and that told all the other women, had them laughing at him, and like Marcus wasn't a laughing stock. He didn't know what to do. It was like, it's wild.
Strong J, yeah. Strong J.
Oh yeah,
Can I
yeah,
point
yeah.
out something also real quick that I find very interesting is like everybody's done their top two, and I think Martin Lawrence has made 3 appearances. Shout out to Martin Lawrence.
What's going on? Where?
Boomerang,
House Party, and
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
no, there was another one.
No,
Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Right there.
But here's the thing though, none of them are Martin movies.
Right, but
That's what I'm saying.
it's still. I don't know. I think it's something to be pointed out about him. Like
I think
it's good with Sam because Sam's in everything, but like for the Martin Lawrence to pop up in 3 movies that we're saying are like the top 2 of all time, our personals, that's kind of dope. Shout out to Martin.
That's a fair statement.
Yo, let's go ahead and do this number 1.
Oh shit. Goddamn.
This is gonna be real. This is the one, yo. Whoever wants to go first. If I gotta go first, I'll do it. Bro.
I'll go first because mine hasn't changed in a very long time, and it was actually the easiest movie for me to put on the list. Of any of these lists, the number 1 in this category was the easiest for me, and that is Apocalypse Now. I think it's a masterpiece. It makes you think. You know, I got a personal connection because, you know, my father was in Vietnam, and when that whole scene with the black soldiers kind of like, you know, had like a personal moment of reflection based on that experience. I love the scene with the black soldiers, by the way, when they had to get the roach. Like, I just love that shit. When they asked the roach, he's like, who? He's like, never mind. I'm not gonna go into the portal.
I've never seen that movie.
It is an utter masterpiece. It scared the shit out of me the first time I saw it when I was a child, but then when I watched it as an adult, I really could appreciate what it really was. It's a complete masterpiece. I can't say that enough, but it truly is, and the soundtrack is incredible as well.
I've heard all of those things echoed from other friends of mine before, like prior to us doing these type of conversations. I've heard that uttered as the greatest movie ever. Yeah, I've never seen it. That's one of those.
I can break it down for you. It's basically the war movie version of The Godfather. It's one of those kind of movies.
Wow.
It's epic. Like there's other mob movies that you'll watch based on entertainment value before The Godfather, but you know The Godfather is the standard of dopeness when it comes. It's just a incredibly written and master movie. Apocalypse Now is like it's the Godfather version, basically, of war movies. It's just it's as far as filmmaking, it's a masterpiece. Like you're not gonna find it. The artistry of making film. It's one of those things, man. It's just it's an incredible piece of work.
It really is. It truly.
But it's not the first movie I'd watch. But I understand why it would be someone's favorite easily.
Yeah.
It's an incredible piece of work.
And what's dope about that aspect of it is like it's a movie that takes place during a war, but it's not a movie about the war.
Yeah.
So like the whole storyline, it exists in a world where there's war. You know, it's kind of like how Django is not a slave movie, but slavery is occurring during that movie. And in Apocalypse Now, you just take this incredible story and just drop it into the Vietnam War. Because it's based on a book, Heart of Darkness, which was not about the Vietnam War. But it's incredible.
That's amazing.
It's a classic.
Who wants to go next?
I'll do it.
Hey,
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Twan.
You sure, Greg? Yeah. All right,
you
cool.
can go on. Got it.
No doubt. So my number one movie for me personally, if we didn't come to fuck around, was a movie, Malcolm X, and Spike Lee, like from beginning to end. It's a tour de force in cinematography and the storytelling and how it was grounded in reality. That opening is still, to me, one of the coldest openings I've ever seen for any movie, period, any genre. Put it against anything. With the American flag slowly burning and going back and forth with the beatings and the different things that are happening, all the way to how it transitions to back to the Detroit Red days. And I think it did something that a lot of biopics fail to get right. It told like a complete story of how this person started out and how they started to make their transition, you know, running with Spike, getting arrested, running behind a white girl, turning around, you know, going to jail, getting out of jail, who he met in jail, and then just his transformation into the Nation of Islam, and, you know, how he was receiving their messages and how he started to formulate his own, how formulating his own voice kind of created different issues within the ranks with his relationships that he had and those he had built up. I mean, it's just, it had musical elements. I think that dance number at the beginning too, to go back again.
Underrated.
Just very underrated. Like, it was some shit. It was like, wow. Like, and that was for then. What do you say, my man?
No, I'm saying it's a great movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's just, anytime that movie comes on, I'm just find myself captivated by it and seeing different, you know, things in terms of the storytelling that Spike wanted to get done. Then when you learn the story behind the movie in terms of how he had to go and get money from Mike and, you know, Magic Johnson and Oprah and other people to get it finished, you kind of see why. And that in itself is a statement, you know. The ending is just, it where I think for some people it left them deflated. For me, I felt like motivated by the movie, you know, as a whole. Its message.
I am Malcolm X.
Right.
I am Malcolm X. I am Malcolm X. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
But it was facts, not. But it's an amazing movie, start to finish, you know. Absolutely.
Who wants to? Another thing about that, real quick, as far as the dance numbers and stuff. Another movie where when you go back and watch it, you're like, damn, that's like, I'm not even into stuff like that, but that's really dope. The School Days, when he did the
Yes.
That was incredible. I was like, man, Spike Lee should have won something for that, but that's not it here. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. My shit is not black as the other submissions and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it touches home for me because, you know, it's my personal list. I love Fight Club, you know what I'm saying? Fight Club is a personal favorite of mine and shit. I love the reveal at the end and shit. I also love watching to see people fight and get fucked up and I just love that element of the movie and shit. And the anarchist, like dystopian type of like fuck the credit union, like fuck everything. Let's blow everything up and shit. Let's also blow ourselves up and shit. And I just love that movie, yo. It just sits in my soul real good. You know what I'm saying? So real good. You know what I'm saying? When I think about this, fucking everything up. Just fucking it all up.
That's our show. We like to thank everybody. I love to thank everybody for really showing up. All we do here at the HollyHood Zoomcast. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. No,
but on some real shit, like also like, I'm a big fan of Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Ed Norton. You know, Ed Norton, Primal Fear was one of my, you know,
that?
Fucking honorable mentions, but I have a lot of honorable mentions and shit. But 12 Monkeys and shit. I love 12 Monkeys. But I love both of those actors and seeing them together, and also seeing a premise that touches me in a certain way. You know, I went overboard, like I said. You know, I went overboard. That's why I love that movie so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it all up. Let's fuck it up. Let's put the credit. Let's do all that shit. All the shit. Let's fucking get ripped. Let's do all that shit.
This he was like, I was having too much fun. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, who's next? It's just me and my brothers next, man. TJ, you want to go next?
Yeah, let me piggyback off of what Brock said, because my number one also has Brad Pitt in it, actually.
Okay.
It's the movie Snatch. I don't know if you guys.
Snatch. I love Snatch. I love Snatch. Yeah.
It's just
we all love
everything
Snatch.
I want in a movie. What we say, Antoine?
I didn't say that. That was great.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was just saying how we all love Snatch.
Oh.
Damn the show, Greg. Just remember that.
Oh man.
Remember where you're at. Remember where you are.
I don't know if I can keep going now.
Terrell Reeves is made in a pimp. We'd like to thank him for showing up.
Oh, Reeves.
The movie's got it's got all the stuff that I find entertaining. It's got got the violence, the bare knuckle boxing, underground gambling, betting, and so many tough guy kind of characters and like wannabe tough guys. And I don't know if it's because they got British accents, but it seems like everything they say is funny, man. I don't know. The whole movie just cracked me up. I was entertained from reel to reel. Even though it was kind of a lengthy movie, I couldn't tell because I was really entertained from the very beginning when Tommy messed up and was crying. He had Gorgeous George knocked out by Mickey or whatever, all the way up to the end. I really enjoyed that movie, man. I could watch that anytime.
That's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, Snatch is great.
Incredible.
Greg, I'm gonna go because you're the closer. We all know this. So I'm gonna go. Mine is one that I'm pretty sure nobody else has on the list usually, but it's a movie that stuck close to me because of like TJ had said, kind of about the Matrix. It's something like it's a movie where every time I watch it, I see something new, and I see something new too that impresses upon me. And it's a very like personal story to me of like the whole dichotomy of good and evil and how people deal with that within the world. And it's Devil's Advocate. I don't know how many people have watched Devil's Advocate.
Love it.
Yeah, that movie's dope.
That movie was like, to me, it was just like.
You talking about Keanu Reeves and
Al Pacino.
Yeah. I just watched that recently. Yeah, okay.
That movie is just, there were scenes in there. So I have like a DVD with like some of the special scenes in there, and I think there was some that you couldn't put on the movie. But I mean, if you think about the totality of what that movie is talking about, not even from the perspective of like the whole heaven and hell, talking about the fight for your soul type of thing, just from the idea of powerful people doing shit that they should not be doing.
Yes.
And how they're getting away with it. Just from that perspective of it, it was just amazing. And it was like,
Yo, the motherfucker, like, she ain't had no goddamn shit in the apartment and shit. She ain't had nothing to do. And then, that shit was bugged out, yo. Like,
watching her descent in that movie was disturbing.
Yo, that shit was bugged the fuck out, yo.
The way they did it.
Let me tell you something. I feel nothing for her.
Yo, that's
okay. Nothing.
Let me finish.
No shot.
Go ahead.
What's wrong with you?
Like I said, I just watched that shit, so it's like, wow, that shit is good. That shit is good as a motherfucker. Like,
honestly, one of the more terrifying scenes that I've ever seen, and it's probably not terrifying to everybody, but to me it was terrifying. It was when, after his wife had committed suicide, and his secretary turned like straight up into this, morphed into this straight up evil person. Her face didn't change, but her face changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He says, go to him. He goes outside, and it's New York City, and nobody's there. It's just him on the street. And I was like, when I was watching it, I was just like, oh. And the monologues in this movie are
Pacino killed his shit.
Oh my gosh.
Nigga, when they seen the when she was with the black girl, And it was like they morphed. She morphed into some fucking.
The movie.
Yeah, that made me jump in the theater. That part,
what the fuck is that?
When the black girl first like changed like that, I literally jumped in the theater because I wasn't prepared for that.
And it was just so. And then finally, the thing that I'll because I could talk about this movie like all day, but the final thing that was crazy was like, I used to want to be a lawyer, like when I was younger. It's mostly because of Law and Order and Perry Mason. I digress.
Yeah, you want to do what?
I used to want to be a lawyer because of Law and Order and Perry Mason. I came to another conclusion. That's a story for another day. But the idea of them doing it through changing the laws and him gathering an army of lawyers to change the laws so that people can be more quote unquote free and do this wild shit that he wants people to do on Earth. I mean, like the movie is deep as hell. And,
it's the fucking devil, yo.
Yeah. And to end it all off,
actual devil. It's not the devil grabbed his child and made him a great lawyer and fucking. It's a wild movie, yo, but I love it. Great.
Last thing. One of the illest things. The guy, so Al Pacino's character's name is John Milton. John Milton is the guy who wrote Lost in Paradise, which is a poem about hell. So they
Get the fuck out of it. Like, they're doing too much, yo.
Like I said, I could go all day with this movie.
I'm not watching the movie ever again now. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta watch it again, man. I understand. And this is what I meant by like
too deep, yo. Like people that research like hell too much. I don't want to watch it again. It scares me now. Take it for face value. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I get all the connections, but why did you know that? You know it's the person that wrote the book.
I got the DVD extras. What do you want me to do? You want me to not watch it? I mean, like, you're supposed to have that extra CD sitting out there? I just have extra CDs sitting out. That's what we're doing. Extra DVDs, extra DVDs just sitting out. That's what we're doing. You know what? All right, go ahead, Greg. We're not going to derail Regis' show for this. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Greg, in this. You're number one.
Yes. So to piggyback off of you with the Devil's Advocate, after Al Pacino's passionate speech about him being a fan of man, I was on his side. Moving on. My number one movie, and it has been and probably will never change since I saw this movie, Goodfellas.
Oh,
Goodfellas is the greatest, in my opinion, the most well-acted movie and written movie I've ever seen in my life. There is not one scene in there that is not dope. Every single person in that movie did their job to a T. You almost forget you're watching the movie. It's so just amazing. The quotables, the lines, Joe Pesci's character in there, Tommy, the whole thing is just so well put together. Just all the acting that was in there. The storyline, like I said, there's not one thing in there. I can't name a flaw in the movie. Not one. There's not a single flaw in the whole thing. Like I said, it's super entertaining. It's incredibly violent when it needs to be violent. It's fun. It's ridiculously funny, dude. When Robert De Niro choked Morty and his wig fell off, that is one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my life. Like I said, the whole movie, there's literally, to me, like if you can name something in that movie that did not belong in the movie or shouldn't have been in that movie, I'll give you free reign to find something to shit on. There's nothing to shit on.
Hold up. You at the point right now, you laughing at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know it so well that you laughing at certain things.
I laughed at it.
Like I haven't seen it in a long time, but like the point out the fact that somebody's wig fell off and shit, it's like I'm gonna watch that and be like, when does his wig fall off? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be pretty clear. Yeah.
Like, I believe you. You know what I'm saying? It's like that shit. You know.
He grabbed a telephone cord or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah, with the telephone cord.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, the reason why it's so funny is because they're in the dude's wig shop. He owns a wig shop. And he's doing this crazy commercial about Morty's wigs don't fall off. So he's jumping in the pool being stupid. He's up to his falls in debt, and he owes this guy Jimmy the money. He's trying to weasel his way out of it. Jimmy gets fed up, chokes him with the cord, with the telephone cord, and his wig just falls right off. It's just glued to his forehead. The other reason it's so funny is because that wasn't part of the actual script. That happened, okay? It just happened, and Ray Liotta is on the phone, and it's supposed to be a serious moment. He sees it happen, he chuckles, and then he gets back on task to get back to his serious scene. And I was like, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. How he laughed and was like, oh, this is serious, and because something happened to his girl. And I was like, that is something that normal movies probably would have cut and be like, you can't choke him and make his wig come off. But because it was so authentic, and it was just a perfect thing. Even the other scene, the scene with Joe Pesci, when he was like, what am I amusing to you? You make me laugh. All of that, not written. That was not scripted out. That was Joe Pesci, real life punking Ray Liotta on set. And they kept it. That's why, like I said, I don't know how often they did these kind of things in that movie, but they made it all so authentic.
I gotta watch that shit tonight, man.
You gotta watch
that shit. Like, show that shit to me, man. Like, god damn.
It was amazing. Dude, even the part with Samuel Jackson's black ass being late. If that ain't some nigga shit.
Samuel Jackson is in Goodfellas?
Yes. Of course it's in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Remember he said you're gonna be late for your own funeral, and he shot him down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Look, I saw Sam L. Jackson playing pop on a Rice Krispies commercial. That nigga's in everything.
Especially in the 90s. It's like he's in everything, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
He got the
Like I said, if you haven't watched it lately, go back and watch it again. There is literally not one scene that is unnecessary, not needed, nothing.
Karen, I can't do it, Karen.
Exactly. Oh. Why do we need this much money? Okay, it's just the whole thing is Paulie, everything. It's a perfect movie.
That's a perfect way to end this. Remember, man, every time you watch HollyHood Zoomcast, there's always 3 things you can take from it. There's no basement in the Alamo. If you didn't, I am Malcolm X is another thing you could always take from here.
I am Malcolm X.
Yep.
I am Malcolm X.
Every time you leave somebody, you gotta tell them they got the juice. And if you don't even do that, jerks, there's always work at the post office. Y'all, shout out to all y'all, man. Peace.